Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and start with the problem of the day on the video. So this is the problem from the exit card. Not from the exit card, from the progress check. And this is what it says. It says, Eli and Carrie are both saving for new Lego sets. So far, Eli has saved 50% of the $35 cost of his set. Carrie's set only costs $30. She needs to save $12 more and she will have enough to buy her set. Who has saved the greater percentage of the cost of the Lego set, of the Lego set so far? How do you know? So there's a mistake in this work here. And this side looks pretty good. So here we have 50 over 100 equals question mark over 35. And this person found that Eli saved 50%, which is equal to $17.50. And that makes sense because if you divide 35 in half, you're going to end up with $17.50. Now over here, we have that Carrie is 12 over 100 equals question mark over 30. But here's the problem with this. Notice that the problem says, who has saved the greater percentage? Sorry, my line's so crooked there. I'm looking at it through the phone. Greater percentage. So if we're trying to find the greater percentage, then that means that we actually don't know what Carrie's percentage is, which means that this should be a question mark. All right, and then it says that her set only costs $30 and that she needs to save $12 more. Okay, so it's not that she has $12, she needs to save $12 more. So she has $30 and she needs to save $12 more. That means that what she actually has is $18. That's how much she has saved towards the set. So that means that our proportion is actually going to look like this. Question mark over 100 is equal to 18 out of 30. And if I cross multiply equals 30 times question mark, what I'm going to end up with is 1800 divided by 30 equals question mark. Question mark is equal to 60%. Okay, so again, this was really an issue of making sure that you read the problem and made sense of it and not just saying, oh, 12, that means 12 goes right here. Well, this side of the proportion is the percents. And it also, she doesn't have $12, she needs $12. So every piece of information in a problem is important. So that's problem of the day for today. All right. So what are we going to do today? We are going to add negative integers. So we're going to do problem of the day, mini lesson, self-check, and partner challenge. The announcements are all the same today as they were yesterday, but I just want to add that please make sure you're checking My MCPS Classroom at home for notes and review. You guys do have an exit card on Friday, and all of the materials that we're doing in class, they're all being posted there, including these videos. So if you need help or you want to go over something or work through some problems, or your parents are asking you what you need to do, you can always look at it there. So just for you to see, this is what it looks like online. So here's a notification of the exit card. And actually, if you go online now, there's a little link to the video of the notes that we did in class, and there'll be a link for today's notes as well. So that's linked in the calendar page. All the notes are available under files. So that's where notes are being uploaded if you just want to look at the actual documents themselves. And there's a link to the YouTube page and pages as well. So it's all there. Okay, so today I'm going to actually start solving some problems. So this says 10 plus a negative 7 equals question mark. Okay, so how could I go about figuring this out? Well, just like yesterday, I'm going to think the first number is 10. So that means that I have to start at 10. Okay. Now I'm adding, and in the past, whenever I've added a positive number, I've always gone in a positive direction. But this time I'm adding a negative number, and a negative number is the opposite of the positive number. So it makes sense that instead of traveling in a positive direction, I would need to travel in a negative direction. I'm adding a negative. I'm not adding more to what I have. I'm adding a negative. So I'm going to start at 10, and I'm going to count backwards 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is where I ended up, right here. And that is negative 3. Oh, positive 3. Sorry, positive 3. So my answer here is positive 3. Notice that my answer isn't -3. I didn't travel far enough to get to -3. I wouldn't have enough to get to -3 because 10 minus 10 is 0, and I didn't travel 10, I only traveled 7. Okay, it also wouldn't make sense for my answer to be 17. 10 plus 7 is 17. That's not the problem that I have here. So I have to be paying attention to what numbers I have, where am I starting, and what direction am I going in. So the same thing here. I have a +2 and I'm adding a -6. So just like in the first problem, I'm going to start at a +2 and then I'm going to think to myself, am I going in a positive direction or in a negative direction? Well, I'm adding a negative. When I add a positive, I have more, so I'm moving in this direction. But I'm adding a negative, which means I'm going to have to move in the opposite direction. I'm going to have to take away. So I'm going to travel backwards 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and there I am at -4. Okay, so does that make sense here? That should say -4. So does that make sense? Well, 2 minus 2 is 0, so that means I've traveled 2, and then how many more did I need? I needed 4 more to get to 6, and there I am at -4. Okay. Here's another one. Now, these problems change only because I'm now starting in the negatives. So that changes it because I am starting there. But it doesn't change what happens after that because just like I did up here, I'm going to think about which direction am I going in and how far. So I'm going to start at a -4 because that's what the problem told me to do. I'm going to start at a -4. Now, just like before, I'm adding a negative. So I'm not going to be going towards 0. If I add positives, that's when I go towards 0, or I go towards the greater numbers. I'm adding a negative, which means I have to go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to move into the negatives 2 more. 1, 2. And here I end up at -6. And last one. So again, this tells me where I'm going to start. I'm going to start at -1. And again, I'm adding a negative, which means I'm moving further into the negatives. I'm not adding a positive, I'm adding a negative, which means I need to travel backwards. How far do I need to travel backwards? 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here I am at -9. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you. You should use these problems to help you with the self-check, which you can see looks exactly like the problems that we did here. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.